What's up, team? Fulas, this is again Amy. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Cake Up my canal. So in today's video, I'm going to be cooking granite soup. Peanuts soup is one of my favorites. So what I did is I bought a freezer, a very big freezer. Finally my freezer is here. So what I do on my free time, I try to cook like different type of dish, and I put it in a bowl. You guys know how I store my food, and then I put it in a freezer. So for the days that I don't feel like cooking, I could just take one of the soup out and we can eat. So these are all the ingredients that I have. So I already have my meat cooking. This is my meat. So what I did, I also went ahead and bought a new pan. It's a bit bigger, so with this one you can cook like a lot of soup in here, so a bit bigger. I got this one from the Lidl if you live in the Netherlands, but I don't have it anymore. I wish I get like two, but I only get one. So yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the meat into the pots. The meat is cooked, but it's like not already cooked because I don't want the meat to overcooked. Even if it's overcooked, the kids kind of like it when it's sometimes like very cooked, so it's not difficult to chew. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water, and then I'm going to add all the ingredients. Granite soup is more like boiled in. There's nothing to fry. Sometimes I like to fry the onions and stuff, but sometimes I just allow everything to just boil. So I'm just gonna put everything, the onions leaf, the pepper, tomato, everything. I'm just gonna allow everything to just boil for a little minute, and then I'm going to add my granules. The pan is quite big, so it's gonna be very lot and very much soup. So I'm gonna add my seasoning. I don't really use a lot of seasoning. I don't eat a lot of salts, but you know, if you're cooking it, you can taste to see what you like, what you prefer. If you want more spice, more salt, more pepper, you can add all of that, but for me it's okay. So now I'm just gonna allow it to steam for a few minutes. So after, as you guys can see, everything is boiling, I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm gonna add my tomatoes. You guys can see I also have my dry fish, but you guys already know how I dry my fish. I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper, and then I'm going to mix everything. I'm trying to dull the gas because I don't want the soup to mess up the kitchen, so I'm trying to dull the gas. So this is the granite that I'm going to use. This is 100% granite. So this is what I do whenever I buy granite. If you get the 100% African granite, you always have oil on top. So what I do, I always drain the oil into that container. So you guys can see I have a lot of oil there. So I always drain the oil into that container, and I'm looking for something to do with granite oil. Sometimes when I'm home, I'm doing nothing, I like to rub it on my skin, and just being home, that if I'm home, I'm not going anywhere, I just rub it on my skin. It makes my skin feel so smooth, so soft. But if you guys have like anything that you guys know that you can use granite oil for, please let me know in the comment box, because because you guys can see I almost have like a bottle full of granite oil, and I don't know what to use it for because I'm thinking like the smell. But if I'm home, I really do not mind the smell, so I rub it on my face, but I don't know what mixture to put it into because the smell is so strong. So now I'm going to add the granules. I'm going to add the granules. You guys can see I'm using a whole bottle, and then I'm also going to take half of the other bottle because I actually have two bottles. But first I'm going to drain the oil like I always do. I like to drain the oil from the granules, and I like to keep the oil. You guys can see the bottle is almost full, so now I'm gonna take a little bit of this granite and I'm gonna pour it into the pan. This is 100% granite from Africa. It doesn't have any sugar, it doesn't have any taste, it's just pure granite. So this one tastes even much more better than the granules I used to buy from the Aldi or from the Lidl, because those ones, they already have salt or sugar in them. So this one tastes really, really nice, and I love eating this with bread in the morning. Oh my god, it's just so delicious. So now I'm just going to put the granules and then kind of mix it a little bit. Then we're gonna allow it to boil. Do not raise your gas higher, dull your gas if you're cooking in the gas, or else you're gonna have a lot of cleaning to do. So I'm just gonna mix it a little bit. I really like my granite soup to be a little bit thicker, especially if I want to eat it with rice. um Rice, because sometimes I like to eat granite soup with rice and fufu, eba, different type of dishes, but I want also to be eating it with rice, so I like it when it's a bit thicker. So now I'm just gonna dull the gas, allow it to steam for a couple of minutes. Make sure you check it and make sure you mix it well, because the granite is like squeezed together, so you have to make sure you are checking it, you are mixing it so that the granite can scatter. As you guys can see, the granite is cooked, it's scattered everywhere. So now I'm going to add my tin tomato. So you guys can see how full the pan is, but the granite still needs to boil. It still does have a little bit of water, and the water needs to dry. So I'm just gonna add the tomato paste and mix it. If you need to add any other seasoning, you can go ahead and add any other seasoning. I'm going to put 1.5 can of the tomato paste because I don't want it to be like super red. So but yeah, you can cook it in any way that you want to, but this is just how I cook mine. You gotta be careful when you are mixing it, because it is too much and I do not want to mess things up. I don't want to clean. I don't want to clean. I really do not like to. I don't like when the food is everywhere. I really do not like it. So you gotta really be careful. Really, why I dull the gas very low. Very not in a hurry, so I dull the gas very low and I just allow everything to steam. So a couple of minutes later, as you guys can see, this is what the granite soup is looking like. So with this one, you guys can see how thick it is. You can eat it with rice, you can eat it with fufu, you can eat it with pounded yam, with any kind of dish that you want to. Mostly I like to eat it with rice, fufu, eba, yam fufu, cassava fufu, all kind of fufu that you guys can imagine. Cocoyam fufu, and I also like to eat it with rice. So that's why I like it when it's thick, because when it's thick, it just tastes delicious in my mouth with rice, you know. And now I'm just going to mix it and mixing it, and I'm going to taste it. If I needed to add any more spice, I will. If I don't need to, then I would not. So yeah, I need to add one more Maggi. I do have my Maggi stuff, so I'm not going to add one more Maggi into it. And then I'm going to mix it, and then I'm going to allow it to steam for a couple of minutes while I'm going to wash the dirty dishes, clean the dirty dishes, clean the kitchen a little bit. As you guys can see, the stove, as I'm cooking, I'm cleaning because of the mess. So I'm gonna add the rest of the pepper because there wasn't a lot of pepper in there. This pepper that I'm using is not super hot, so even though you guys see the pepper like, oh, the pepper is too much, but it's not hot. It's really not hot. I can't eat a lot of pepper, and my kids either, so the pepper is not hot. So I'm gonna add my dry shrimp and fish. I'm going to mix everything together. As you guys can see, the pan is full. I'm gonna mix everything together, and yeah, this is it. This is how I cook my granite soup. I hope you all like this video. If you guys do, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. So now I'm just gonna allow it to steam. I'm gonna take my cleaner, I'm gonna clean everything. So voila, this is the finished results. So this is the granite soup. As you guys can see, it's ready to dish. So I'm just gonna allow it to cool down for a little bit, because this is not what we are going to eat today. We're going to eat this one today as well, because I actually had a okra soup that I take out of the freezer. But when everyone saw me cooking the granite soup, everybody was like, okay, we're gonna eat granite soup. So I made some fufu with granite soup. That's what we are going to eat. So I'm going to allow it to cool down for a little bit, and then we are going to eat. After we finish eating, I'm going to take the remaining of the granite soup, I'm going to put it in a bowl, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer. Team Fullest, thank you guys so much for your love and support. I really appreciate you all. Peace out. Bye. Doeg.